as dire straits kicked in. As dire straits kicked in from the understandable factor of homelessness. Once before was a relation like no other. Left stupefied as to how it ended, and broke in its conundrum of disarray of delicious. A self-contained apartment filled with all the delights of life. Left to ruins, left for the wolves. As I make my way to a new land, travelling in a fine steed, no other than a $50 commie, all the way up to Sydney town, right? And I get into Sydney town, and I'm like, well, things are going pretty cool. I'm trying to get somewhere to stay. I'm looking at trying to get into some kind of share house, get back into work. But things have really hit the skids. Things have really hit the skids. Finding myself homeless for so long that my actual body odor had overtaken my zest for life wasn't as good as it should have been. And my quality of life was not there. Living in a car park at Kirrawee in the unlimited time zone, stuck with nowhere to go, because a situation like this I was not in control of. As the apartment from the Snow Mountains went to crap, that apartment in the Snow Mountains had everything. I'd been buying all my stuff, saving up for it, really goal setting on the Essentials of Life program. I had pretty much almost been offered some kind of place through the housing department, but long story short, I didn't take up the first offer. Kind of strange as people say you never take the first offer, because now where I am sitting back luxe in my top story penthouse apartment in the Sutherland Shire, where I pay $130 a week, like, it's pretty good. If I'd taken the first offer, I'd be in all kinds of trouble. But in the car park, the coppers came. The Po-Po 5-0. Po-Po 5-0 came right up there. And they're like, we got understandable fact that there is a order from the health department, because I'm incorporated with mental health. And there's an order from the mental health to go back into the ward, the mental unit, to get back onto medication. So the cops take me there. But I wasn't happy with it, because what happened was I was in the hospital the first night, and I was in their actual emergency, and they hadn't booked me in to the mental unit yet. I hadn't seen a doctor, and I've been there for hours, and I'm like, I'm over it. So I pretty much just walked out the front door of Sutherland Hospital, the emergency area, walked off, got back in the car, slept the night at the car again. And then the next day, because I had to sort stuff out. That's the whole truth of it. I had to sort stuff out at the car. because it had all my stuff in there. And the next day I went to took myself down to Miranda, where I was taking myself to the hospital to fix everything back up, because I knew they'd be looking for me, because they call it absconding. So I did walk back to the hospital to sort it all out. But on my way, that's Miranda Police pulled me up at Miranda Police Station. Miranda Police pulled me up at the Miranda train station. They're like, hey, you've got an outstanding on you to be picked up. And I'm like, I know, that's where I'm going right now. You want to give me a lift? You want to give me a lift? And she's like, yeah, we're taking you. And I'm like, there's no need to be stroppy. I'm looking for a lift. I tell you, they had this lovely candy in their car. It was lovely candy. My energy levels were quite down by then. So I was in the back seat and they had some candy on the back seat, so I ate their candy. Pretty much from that I went up to the hospital, and from homelessness I got stuck in the hospital for like 12 weeks. And then from that I went to the inner west, to a group house, to a group home. And it's like a 5-story mansion with about 35 rooms. It's like a bed and breakfast hotel. It's got all your meals provided. They've got a gardener that takes care of the garden. They got pest control that takes care of the pests. Fire brigades on call in case a smoke detector goes off. They're there in about 2 minutes. We got a chef. Like, it's not just the meals, like no meal. Like, there's a chef kitchen in there. Everyone gets in there and eats their dinner and whatnot. And then from that, was there for about 5 months. And I was at this share house for about 5 months, the group home in the inner west at Summer Hill. And from Summer Hill, I was taken on these mad missions where I'd go from Summer Hill at about 6 in the morning to the ferry at Parramatta. Well, 6 o'clock I'd be from Summer Hill to Circular Quay. I'd get off at Wynyard and I'd ride the light rail down to Circular Quay. And I'd catch the ferry, the Parramatta ferry. I'd get into Parramatta, walk up to the train station through the city and all that, and catch the train, like the Mount Victoria, the Blue Mountains train, and I'd get off at Strathfield, from Parramatta to Strathfield. Then from Strathfield I'd get the express service to the city, but it stops at Ashfield. So I get off at Ashfield. But at Ashfield, I get on the bus at Holden Street next to the pub there. And I get on the bus and I go across to Hurstville. From Hurstville, I go on the bus, catch the bus at Hurstville and get the 471 to Cronulla. Then I catch the train from Cronulla all the way to Bondi Junction. And from Bondi Junction, I catch the 333 back across to Circular Quay. At Circular Quay, I get on to the city service and I get off at Central. Then I get on the Dulwich Hill light rail up on top of Central Station. I get off at Lewisham West. And Lewisham West is pretty much Summer Hill. It's Smith Street to walk and back up. It's only about a 500 metre walk type thing back up the street to the mansion. So I was there doing mad missions like that, and like other missions, I'd go from Summer Hill, or I'd go from Ashfield. I'd go from Ashfield to Hurstville on the bus, then I'd catch the train to Bondi Junction. Then I'd go across to the city, Circular Quay, catch the ferry across to Manly, and then I'd catch the bus to Brookvale, get the bus to Brookvale from Manly, get off at Ringa Mall, and catch the bus to Chatswood on the other side of the road, catch the bus to Chatswood, get into Chatswood, and I catch the train back across the coat hanger into Circular Quay. And once again, I just get the light rail, Dulwich Hill, get off at Lewisham West, go past the old fish markets and stuff like that. Some pretty cool missions like that. And like getting amongst the traffic and the transport and stuff like that. Really abusing my Opal card because it's like $2.50 a day anywhere you want to go. So I really abuse it. Like from where I am now, I'll get the bus from, say, Sylvania to Hurstville. I'll get off at Sydenham and I'll catch the new train that goes under the Sydney Harbour, and I'll get off at Chatswood. Then I catch the bus back across to Ringa Mall. Then I get off, catch the bus back to Manly Ferry, catch the ferry back across the Circular Quay. Then I pretty much ride the light rail to Wynyard, to George Street, Wynyard. Get off at Wynyard and I'll catch the train into Central or maybe even Town Hall, just to Central or Town Hall. Sometimes I go Town Hall, get on the Bondi Junction. Maybe sometimes I don't even have to at Wynyard. I can get onto the Blue Line and run the train back to Cronulla from Wynyard, and pretty much be able to get off at, say, Cronulla, and then catch the 471 Hurstville bus from Cronulla back across to Sylvania. Pretty cool trips. It's been a pretty good run. Pretty happy with myself. There's not much to worry about. Like, I'm a very lucky person because if I'd taken the first offer, I'd be stuck in the snow mountains, not doing very much with myself, not kicking goals or anything. And like the craziest thing is, I had a girlfriend down there, but she broke up with me. And that was 2 days before the real estate terminated the lease. And I'm like, didn't have any money to move or put my stuff in storage, so that's why I had to leave it behind for the wolves. Talk about a total 360 from being homeless, like from having something, going into homelessness, and then bouncing back where I am now. I know it's been a fair bit of time. Everything takes time, but to keep showing strength, you got to keep showing strength in this world, guys. I'm a actual person of adversity and a dynamic of society who you'd probably not think twice about, but have really put myself into positions that achieve the benchmark in that pulling the quota for strength and continuation. It's why the human race is so strong in the first place. The human race is so strong. All those people out there that ever get to listen to this little stuff, or just know not all of my stuff is that crazy talk about my stories. say like, it's sort of like a psychotic paranoia, some of the stories. They're right into it, but there's so many of them, it's like, which way could it have went? In the way of psychotic paranoia. But the stories are interesting. It's based in the military, or like it's based in the military continuation of life module and all the rest of it, or it's like a woken curse from the Jacques novel, to say a woken curse is like criminally insane convicts overpowering the guards from that, doing dark magic and all the rest, and the synapse of receivership to the mortal brain. And it's like, there's just all cool stuff like that. Or like grave robbers. As grave robbers, they unearth the world's richest Mexican, to how their life goes from rags to riches. There's some pretty cool things, like turning around, I'm just about to buy a car. As like the Essentials program, I did get my license back. And get my license back from that, and yeah, getting a car in a couple of weeks. I've already paid most of it off to pick it up, which I can't thank enough to catch that break, and I can't thank the people enough, you know what I mean? It's like some of the hardest things in life occur at the strangest times to really test someone. And I see that a lot in this world, especially being caught up with mental unit for so long, to see so many people go through there over the years. Don't be afraid, if anything ever comes up, to reach out for support, guys. From this, like, if I didn't reach out for support in the first place, it would have took a lot longer. And if something like pulling the actual understandings of like going to the hospital to take myself in there, if that never happened to take myself there, that would have been worse. That would have been worse, because I wouldn't have got in the door anywhere. I'd probably be living under a bridge now. It's like one of the gnarliest turnarounds I've ever done. It's like I still continue on to strive with business. Like I made that universal fit, multi-adapt, unisex, all ages, clothes fasteners. And you look my name up, Jacques Adam Marceau, with intellectual property, and you'll see what I'm talking about. It comes up on all the search engines, basically. And I don't have intellectual property now because it ran out, but you know, it just shows that I still continue to try for stuff, even though I'm not that successful. I still give it a red hot crack, and like I'm still working on new stuff now. Like I've got this one thing I'm working on right now, which goes down to these salts. And these salts are temperature, where you can actually put a chemical into the actual salts and it turns into a chiller. I want to make a new wine chiller. Like you see a lot of ice buckets for the wines. That's one thing. But I'm talking about revolutionizing the ice chiller with the salts. Some people don't know about the salts in the way that they work to formulate the temperature control to go down to the temperatures they get to, but matter of science, my friend dear Watson. Matter of science, as I'd say. So yeah, that's a understanding of a total turnaround, and like, yeah, that's a total turnaround in my books to say I'm doing better now and things are good, and not everything's about my crazy talk. Sometimes I'll get, this is like a little D&M as I turn down the volume on the TV to sort of explain myself. Picture this like share house. This is like share house to say, not just share house, but for the new people who will hear this and not know me from a bar of soap, but anyone who ever hears me and knows that they've known me before, to say that's a good situation. Very happy with that, because it could have went a lot of different ways. And I'm sure, as we all understand, that it has a very lot of different ways. Anyway, thank you very much. Jacques Marceau. Peace.